Hello everybody, how are we doing this day? I hope we're doing well. This is Kenny again. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome again. I'm so grateful to every one of you. Before I go on to today's video, let me show you this video.
Welcome to Ibadan Circular Ride. JT of Ibadan, peace and love.
Just let's ride again. Let's ride home and get back to our loved ones safely. We are not joking with that, because if anything happens to anybody, all of us are involved. We can't leave you behind. See that sound?
For the new riders, bro, there's nothing as good as safety.
It's the best experience ever.
Then let's talk about this beautiful road. If you should give me the opportunity, I would say I will come and reside here, and I will be flying this road every day.
For beginner, just start with a lighter bike. You can handle the weight.
On behalf of every biker that is here today and every biker across the nation, we are thanking Engineer Seyi Makinde for this road. This is a very beautiful one. How I wish we can have many of this road across the nation. This is a very sweet road. Love you, Engineer Seyi Makinde.
Quick one, guys. This is Wale Farouk, and today we had one of the most fascinating experience on the circular road. It has been very fantastic.
So you see that video I just played? I know I'm the one that's been advertising, come to Ibadan, Lagos is chaotic, Ibadan is peaceful, Ibadan is calm. But guess what? Somebody commented on the last video that I did that, please, Kenny, don't let people rush to our Ibadan. We're enjoying our calmness, we're enjoying our peace. And I didn't realize what the person was saying until I saw this video, and I felt a kind of jealousy that this one, everybody is beginning to put their eyes in Ibadan. I hope you are not going to come and turn Ibadan to Lagos for us. And for a little bit, I just felt, is it jealous or overprotective, or I don't know what to call it. But for a minute, I felt that way. But this is to let you know that Ibadan is now trending. A lot of people are coming to Ibadan to explore, to see what Ibadan has to offer. And it's a lot of things Ibadan has to offer, or your state in general. There's land, arable land, there's attraction centers, there's a lot of things you can do. There are new businesses you can start based on demand. There are people moving in, and they are going to be having a lot of needs, so you want to capitalize on this new wave of development happening in Ibadan. So please take advantage. We are still selling a lot of our properties. We have pristine starting at 5 million, very close to Circular Road. Only about 7 minutes drive from Circular Road, and only 12 minutes drive from Lagos Ibadan Express. And when I say Lagos Ibadan Express, you are already 1 hour 15 minutes away from Lagos. So it's not the part of Lagos Ibadan Express that is extremely far. So I would say from our pristine to Lagos is less than 1.5 hour drive. Then Emerald City is about the same thing. It's very close to the Circular Road. Once we do the bridge, people that have gone there, they love it. We just need to do the bridge to connect it to the Circular Road, and it's going to be hot cake. Then we have our Emerald Heights, which is close to the airport for people that want block of flats, especially for investment. You can also live there. I know people that want to buy it to live there for themselves. So then we have our Eminent Court for people that are looking for already built duplexes. I'm going to be showcasing all of these things again. I have them on my channel. You can watch videos about them. So we have the Eminent Court, which is already built duplexes, and it's only 4 in a compound. So that is that. I'm trying to rush over this video because I think people like the last video that I did. That was only 9 minutes. So let's do this. So apart from what I saw, I hope that you people are not going to turn Ibadan to what Moroccans did to Spain. that they trooped into Spain. That's just on a lighter note. But I love the fact that people are beginning to know more about Ibadan, and Ibadan is gaining recognition that it deserves, because yeah, it deserves a real recognition, because it has a really good government that is doing so much to get the state to where it should be, at least getting side by side with Lagos in terms of a lot of things. We will get there, so we're expecting you come and join us. So there are two things I want to talk about today. Basically, two things I want to talk about. For those of you that believe you are the Messiah that Nigerians need, and for those of you that would not read agreements before you sign, it might get you in trouble. So let me start with the agreement thing. For those of you that have been following me before I relocated, you will know that I did not build my own house. I'm renting, and of course, my lease has expired. I actually moved. It's going to be, tomorrow is going to make 1 year that I actually moved. So lease expired. Our rent started reading August 1st. So lease expired. But before the lease expired, I've been talking to the agent. Where am I sending the funds? Blah, 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 blah. He said he was busy. He would get back to me. He got back to me to send me the account details. And he wrote one ridiculous amount. I'm like, how did we get there? So it was like, but he told us before we got this the place that the next year is gonna go up. I'm like, yeah, you said so, no doubt, and that's the agreement we had. But on getting to the house, for those people that watch my videos, then it wasn't what the video said. So I was so angry. I called him. I thought I could manage it, but it was too much to do. So I had to call him that, look, this house is going to cost us so much to bring it to our own taste. Do you want to do it, or you want to look for another place for us? So, matter of fact, one of the rooms was moldy. So the man was like, he had already painted that room. He cannot repaint it. I'm like, emulsion paint cannot cover mold, even though you have dealt with whatever was causing the mold. But you have to use some kind of paint that treats the mold. It's like the paint is too expensive. I'm like, oh, so you know what you're doing, that this is the type of paint you're supposed to use, but you refuse to use it because you didn't want to spend the money. I'm not going to do that for you for free. There was, even the dining room was all messed up. It looked like a mud house. So I called him to come and inspect everything, and I told him how much it was going to cost me. And I told him, I don't mind spending that money, but we have to meet in the middle. When we are renewing our rent, we have to pay the same thing we are paying right now to move in. And then if by third year we're still here, then we can increase it. Then he agreed. And after a month, I started disturbing him for our lease agreement. So he sent me the lease agreement, and I'm so grateful. The first thing I did was to read it to make sure it captured the new thing we discussed about the renovation. So when we wanted to renew, he now sent me the new rent he proposed before we moved in, forgetting that we had renegotiated because we said we wanted to renovate. So this man started arguing with me. I said, don't worry, just go to your lease agreement that you signed. So apparently he only has the one copy that he gave me. So I told him, don't worry, my sister was going to the house this weekend, and I'm going to have her bring the lease agreement to you. Thank God everything was in writing. That's how this man would have made me pay the new rent, because they will force me to move out if we don't pay that new rent. So fortunately, my sister got to the house. The lease agreement was there, signed by both parties. His lawyer actually was the one that prepared it with his seal on it. So it says that we are paying the old rent at renewal for the second year. So I gave him the lease agreement, and that matter died down. He didn't say anything again. He didn't say whether I should go ahead and make payment. Me, I just went ahead and made payment. That's not my business. If anything has to happen, we'll refer back to the lease agreement and the payment I've made. So my advice for you, if you have any agreement with anybody in Nigeria, whether Nigeria, no matter where you are, make sure it is in writing, and make sure both parties sign to it, and make sure that before you spend your money in anybody's house, have an agreement, because I see all of these things on social media. People spend money, fix other people's houses. After 3 months, the landlord comes to say they want to use it, and people start destroying properties. It's not worth the stress. For those people that were following me back then, this house was not the one that we wanted to take. There was one we paid for, and because there was so much to do in that house, we were trying to reach an agreement with the owner, and she was angry and said we can't tell her what to do, when to increase her rent or whatever. And we're like, no, that's not the point. This house has so much issues and we needed to fix it, and we can't fix it for free before you now come back after a year and say you want to use your house. So because we couldn't reach an agreement, we had to let the property go. We had to let it go because we didn't want to risk it, and we didn't want to start what we cannot finish before we now found this new one with the same agent actually. So make sure you do what you need to do rightly before dabbling into anything. So the second thing I want to talk about, on Sunday morning, my family called me from Nigeria. My mom called me actually. So my brother, my sister-in-law, everybody was with her. And we were just gisting. So I was telling my sister-in-law about... Okay, I was working. I started working 5 a.m. because our church had an anniversary. So my schedule was messed up. I was really busy over this weekend, even up to yesterday. I'm still trying to catch up with my rest. So she was yabbing me that, you're still hustling, this woman, you that you already have money. But I'm like, which money? Allow me also, this is the time I can work. We're just playing like that. So I was not telling her that, me, I'm not too big for any hustle, as long as it will be money. That I found out about a new business that could give somebody a lot of money, that you can make up to 100 to 200% profit on this business. And I called the person that I thought needed to do it, and she stylishly declined. So I was gisting my sister-in-law about it, and she was like, a lot of people don't want to do business that are ridiculous because they always feel like, how would they owe me do this kind of business? But forgetting that those business you don't put your eyes in, they actually pay a lot. So I was not telling her that people like classy things. And I was gisting her also about one person that I know that is always arguing with me that there is nothing you can do with 5 million naira in Nigeria in terms of business. And my sister-in-law was like, really? I don't know if any of you remember that I said I gave her 500,000 to start brooding chicks. They owe chicks. So she used to do that business, and they had issue with accommodation. She had to liquidate her business, give it to her husband, and they moved to their own house. They had to quickly rush their house. So it was now like she closed her business just to sort the accommodation issue. So because she was pestering me, I had to give her what she wanted. And she said, with just 400,000, she'll be fine. She already has some things that she could use. So I'm like, okay, take 500k. And she now reminded me that, who is the person saying 5 million cannot do anything in Nigeria? That the 500,000 that I gave her barely a year ago, I gave her that money September last year, actually. She said if I see what that 500,000 has grown into right now, that I will be very happy that I gave her that money. And that really, really impressed me. And I told her, I said to myself that I'm actually going to make a content out of this thing, because I've come to realize that somebody that does not show that they need help, do not help them, because you'll be wasting your time, money, and resources to help that kind of person. And I've really come to that realization. If you are not hungry for help, I am not helping you. Take for instance, the person I told about the new business that I found out. If it was before, I would be pushy, this and that. If I tell you once, and you are not the one chasing me, that, what's that business? How can you help me? This is the amount I have. Please, how can we start with this little amount? If you're not hungry and thirsty like that, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I have a lot of things to do with my time, with myself, with my money, with everything. So, and I realized that a lot of people in the diaspora make this mistake, and they believe they can save everybody, they can help everybody. And that is why you keep giving them your money and they keep squandering it. They will not use it for what they told you they want to use it for, because you are the one that is willing to help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. But if they come to you with true hunger for help, with true thirst for help, and they give you a business plan, especially if you know that they can do it or they've already been doing it and they just need help to expand on that business, then that is when they need help. Do not waste your money investing in people that do not show they need investment. Take for instance, people that their focus is on traveling. Even if you give them 100 billion to invest in Nigeria, you will hear story about that money because their mind is not in Nigeria. They just want to travel. So don't waste your time trying to convince such people to stay in Nigeria. You just play along and follow them and be looking for the visa. Whenever they get the visa, pay for their ticket and let them travel. That's the help they need. So give them the help that they need. I don't want to talk too much, so I think I've passed my message, and I'm going to see you on my next one. If you're interested in any of our properties, please reach out to me. Don't let me go hungry, I beg. Buy something from me. Refer me too. If you think you're already settled with properties in Nigeria, even though properties cannot be too much, you can still refer me. And I'll see you on my next one. Thank you and bye.